Welcome to BitBoy Crypto.
We can't let anybody else find out who we are. My eyes are up here. I personally would not advise that strategy. Yeah. Bugs Bunny or Tweety Bird, how to make money in crypto.
Oh, you're killing me.
Welcome to BitBoy Crypto. My name is Ben, and my mission is to empower you to find financial freedom through crypto assets. We come to you live every single day at 11:42 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. We set it for a little bit later today. We're working on some stuff with Frank coming to talk charts here in a few minutes. Today is Thursday, January 13th, 75 degrees. If you want to make money in crypto, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Don't forget, guys, big push. Hit that bell for notifications. If you haven't hit the bell yet, make sure to do so. Guys, we've had a shift in crypto over the last 24 hours, in my opinion. We did see a little bit of a price drop this morning. That does look like that was manipulation. There are some people that are behind that will remain nameless at this point. But some manipulation to the downside this morning. But things are looking good at this current moment. We're starting to get more positive news stories, and that is the big change. When there's no news stories at all, that is like you're in the doldrums of crypto. Hey, Crypto Face, welcome to the show. So we were in the doldrums of crypto. We're coming out of that. We're showing a little more bullishness on the charts, so we'll have to continue to check that out. And when Frank comes on here in a few minutes, let's see. By the way, we are back on the basement. We're also back on Facebook Live. We've been banned there for a day.
Yeah.
So we're back everywhere. So welcome YouTube, TikTok, also streaming to TikTok. So thank you all our TikTok followers.
Yeah, there was actually, I was looking at right before we went live, something really interesting when it comes to the money flow, an indicator we haven't seen since 2018, 2015, as far as like a certain price. So that's interesting. So
Where is that? What's that?
The money flow, I don't know if it's still up over there. It was something I was looking at with Derek. I don't know if Frank's going to show it probably when we get into the charts, but it hasn't been this low.
Oh, yeah.
Only a couple other times over many, many years. So that'll be interesting to look at.
Oh, very interesting.
Yeah.
Wow. That is so negative. Why is it so negative?
Well, but look at what happened, like the last time.
I know, but just why is it so negative? Is it the actual worst we've ever seen? No, back in December 2018. I mean, that was the low for Bitcoin.
Yeah.
That was the low
That was
for
the
Bitcoin
bottom.
in the bear market. That was the bottom.
Yep.
See where else, if we have anywhere else that crossed over. And then back in 2014 in the bear market, we stayed below it. And let me check the price, see what the price was doing during those times. So we went under it here. Okay. Well, not as bullish when you look back at 2014 and when it was this low. That was the beginning of the bear market. So we got two examples to pull from, which I'm sure we'll check that out a little bit later. So, all right, guys. And don't forget, we are at 1.44 million on YouTube. Make sure you are subscribed to the channel. 775,000 here on Twitter. Don't forget, we do have our meetup. We want everybody who's planning on coming. This is going to be in Texas, in Austin. For, if you live in Texas, you want to come, especially, unless you live out in West Texas. I know that's a real far trip. But we picked a central location in Austin. You can go to the Eventbrite right here. This is our pinned tweet. Make sure to sign up. We've already had about 120 people sign up in the first day. So make sure to let us know you're coming. 409K here on Instagram, on my personal Instagram with non-crypto stuff. 5,500, 2.7 million here on TikTok. So let's go ahead and jump into the charts here, or into the markets. See if we can get the latest numbers. We are right now at 2.06 trillion. We were very close again to 2.1 trillion. We were at 2.09. We did fall back down just a little bit. But we're still well above 2 trillion, which is good. Look at the volume. Volume very high today. Very out of the normal range that we've seen it in, the 90 to 100, or really about the 80 billion to the $90 billion range. Right now we're in 122 billion. This is a strong indicator of some manipulation that just occurred. We got Bitcoin dominance still under 39, or still under 40%, 39.9%. This is seems to be a pretty big kind of support level for Bitcoin dominance, this 39% range. ETH dominance 19.2%. And then here we go. We have 89 or 88.5 Paraguays will send you an ETH transaction. All right, so looking at the overall markets right now, Bitcoin's at 43.4 basically. It was above 44,000 a little bit earlier. It is down below that now. We are coming in at a market cap of $821 billion. The volume for Bitcoin significantly higher than everywhere else. You can see Tether was at 60 billion. Bitcoin was at 90 billion. We've actually seen the Tether number. I believe we've seen the Tether number higher than Bitcoin before on individual days. The Ethereum volume is extremely low. We had a large period of time where Ethereum was beating Bitcoin in volume every day. That is not happening right now. Binance Coin 477, Ethereum at 33, holding tough. Solana up today, so up for the week actually, 154 bucks. Cardano $1.27, had a pretty big move yesterday. XRP still at 78 cents. Terra Luna at 82 bucks. Polkadot at 26. Let's look at the biggest gainers of the day here. Biggest gainer.
Dope. I was gonna say if it works.
Why do they never want this to work? So wait, hold on. Filters. Here's the filters. Category? No. This is so ridiculous. I only want the top 100 coins. Why did they change this? Nobody cares about First Dog and Papa Pay. Nobody cares about Amy Finance. I mean, look at these charts. Look how scammy all these charts look. So ridiculous. So I don't know why it's not showing the top 100 anymore. That's so annoying.
Yeah.
We'll go to CoinGecko then. There we go. 24 hours. Biggest movers. We got Near Protocol moving again. It is up 26% for the week. Harmony, Oasis, and Monero and Near all having good weeks. We bought some Oasis, didn't we?
We did.
Yeah.
We on the news that
Like
they might
100K,
be.
I think.
What's that?
About like 100K, something like that.
50, somewhere between 50 and
Yeah.
100. I haven't looked, but yeah, we saw the news that they're potentially partnering with Meta, Facebook, and if that turns out to be true, we could see some big pumps for this for a long time. And it is funny with a name like Oasis Network. We were joking at the gym yesterday that they're not even trying to hide it. They're going right for the Ready Player One kind of deal.
So funny. We got Olympus, Dow, Cello, Convex Finance, Phantom. Phantom still continuing to move pretty good, 5% for the week. Biggest gainers of the week. Let's check that out. What is this? What's this? A Safe Moon old? Wait, is there a new Safe Moon? That's
Maybe.
scary. See, this is why CoinGecko isn't quite as good as CoinMarketCap because it puts like Safe Moon up here. Near Protocol, Oasis, and Harmony. The biggest movers of the day, pretty much all the biggest movers of the week. Ecomi having a good week. Dash having a good bounce back week. Those are all 10% movers and up. All right, AMA. Ask me anything.
Ask you anything, or Q&A, whatever we want to call it. First thing here, SHIB burned another 5 million coins yesterday. Do you think they will do a huge burn to pump the price? Full disclosure, the person who asked does not hold SHIB.
Yeah. That's a great question. The only way SHIB will ever get to a cent or ever get, God forbid, to $1 would be by burning. It's not going to be out of valuation. Their tokenomics are extremely jacked up. I mean, they have so many coins. It's insane. If they want to be taken seriously, they're going to look, here's the thing. If they want to be in serious conversations with other coins, we can tell you their price. I can tell you what the price of, VeChain is, or the price of Bitcoin or Ethereum or Binance Coin is. With SafeMoon, with SHIB, I have to go and look and squint and check zeros to try to figure out what it's at. Well, I think it's at a quarter of a third of a penny. If you want to get in serious conversations, in my opinion, they have to burn a lot of tokens, get rid of them. We do know a big amount was burned. They sent to Vitalik. But they got to continue to do that if they want to be taken seriously. So, I don't know if there's plans to do this, but I do know they do have more plans to be taken a little more seriously. And if that's the case, then they are definitely going to have to do some of that.
Yeah, we're getting a lot of thoughts on XYZ projects. So I'll just real quick, thoughts on Kadena.
It's eventually going to be a top 25 project.
Thoughts on Theta.
Thoughts on Theta? It's one I'm super bullish on for the long term. I think it's I do believe Theta will be the solution to online streaming problems, and online streaming is the future. So video
Uh,
streaming.
FTM or Matic? Or
If I had to choose,
I mean, that's all they said in their question.
okay. If I had to choose, I'm taking Polygon over Phantom, and the reason is Polygon just doesn't really have a lot of serious competitors right now, and Phantom does. No, look, we love Cartesi. We think Cartesi is a dark horse to eventually compete with Polygon. You got some other ZK rollups. You got some other good projects, but really Polygon is on an island right now in its niche, and that usually tends to be pretty good for a project that's it's that level of success.
I would say another kind of pro for Polygon is their use in the ecosystem. So many developers are using it, and FTM's great tech, but it hasn't necessarily caught up with all those users yet.
And also, we don't own any Phantom. We own a lot of Polygon.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding, but I mean, Phantom is one that we wished we had bigger holdings on. It's one that we just kind of banked away until we missed it, unfortunately. So
Well, and it's okay, your money.
we like it though.
Yeah,
Squeaky swap.
when we put our money where our mouth is,
Yeah.
really, we talk a lot about Matic and Polygon. We used a lot of Matic and Polygon, so we bought a lot of Matic and Polygon.
Yeah.
So it makes sense. Let's see. Do you comb your beard?
No, I do not comb my beard. I get it trimmed when I get my hair cut, and I usually have to trim it one other time a month.
Yeah.
I need to shave. I'm gonna get a little.
Thoughts
Little
on
neck beard,
Harmony,
yeah.
or just says Harmony? 2 question
We
marks.
love Harmony. We
Yeah.
hold a good bit of Harmony. It's one that has been a great performer for us. A lot of cool games coming out on Harmony, and I definitely think it's an ecosystem to watch for the future for sure. So, Juggy, you're not just a nobody on Twitch. Thanks.
We love you, Juggy. What do you agree with this? Somebody says, I don't know. Phantom hasn't had that big Matic Soul AVAX move yet.
Well, it has.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
It has. It hasn't had a second one to propel it to those ranks.
Correct.
So Phantom came out of nowhere. Phantom was not even a top 100 project for a good bit of, especially 2020. I don't know about 2021, but it was well out of the top 100. I mean, it might have been in danger of falling out of the top 200 at some point. It had a really big run. I believe maybe in the fall of 2020, it had a good run. That really started propelling it much higher. It really got up with the big boys back in the top 100, and maybe it was like top 40, top 50, somewhere around there. It's not had an additional run to push it up to those other ones. So
that's somebody just kind of fun sidebar said
Yeah.
you should make a dye called Just for Ben, a hair dye.
Yeah.
And we actually were approached by Just for Men to do stuff, but
Were we?
yeah, they sent
yeah.
us something. We or it was Boswell.
It was hair replacement, and like that doesn't make sense because
hair growth. Yeah,
I have beautiful hair.
Yeah.
I have beautiful hair. The colors may be whatever, but got nice thick hair. I'll probably never go bald.
there you go.
We got 8,000 viewers,
Go ahead.
1,370 likes. Let's go ahead and make sure to smash that like button. Number one thing you can do to help out the channel, and it'll help more people learn about crypto and see these videos. So make sure you do that. If you're watching on a mobile device, you got to hit the little X in the top right-hand corner under the video and go hit the like button. And then there's a live chat icon to bring you right back. Smart TV, bottom left-hand corner screen, 3 dots, hit more actions, more options, hit react, and then like this video. You ready to bring on Frankie Candles?
I'm ready. Freaking Candles, where are you at, my man?
What is
Frankie!
going on, everybody?
Hey,
How we feeling?
feeling good.
Good. How's the
about
cage
that?
treating you?
It's pretty good. I can move my arms all the way left and right,
I hear
stretch
some
my legs a
clinking.
little bit. So the shackles are still on.
Thank you.
I will say that.
So what are we looking at with the charts today, Frank? Show us what we got.
Yeah, let's jump in and take a look here. How about that 44K? Let's go to the 15-minute just to zoom in a little bit. So this 44K level is really not being too friendly. You could see, let me just draw a line real quick. So we came up, we tested it once, we tested it twice, came back down a little bit, tested it a third time, just rejected off of it pretty hard. But let's go over to the daily. The BitBoy green dot, you could see that playing out a little bit right over to 40K. I'm looking to hopefully see this. We have the money flow coming up. I am hoping to see us crack this 40K level and work our way closer to this 47, 51K range. That's really what I am looking for. I want to see. And then let's see, on the smaller time frames, we have the VWAP coming up on the 15-minute, the 24-minute. VWAP's coming up on the lower time frames. Let's take a look at the 3-hour. We have a money flow crossover on the 3-hour. Maybe this can bring us up a bit. 4-hour money flow still coming up. 6-hour money flow coming up. One thing I know you guys were just talking about it, is this this daily money flow has come down pretty low. So this is, I mean, maybe this could we be bottoming out? Possibly. Maybe we see it curve up from here, and then this spider line might be the the last little bounce, or it could curve back down. Let me get my brush tool here. We could see it play out, maybe come up, but we could also see it come back and play down, come back down again, maybe come back down and test this spider line one more time before breaking. And then I just want to bring up this chart here. This is the daily for Bitcoin. We are in this falling wedge here. And this is where hopefully maybe this daily green dot can bring us back up to the top of this resistance if we can break that 40K level and start playing in this range here. If we do
Frank, you keep saying 40K. You mean 44K, right?
I'm sorry, 44K. That's my fault. But if we are able to break 44K and come play in this range over here, if we do come test this resistance and we do not break out, I may be looking for a scalp short. Let me just zoom in here a little bit. I will be looking for a short if we come up and test this line one more time. Looking for maybe a little and then if it comes down and it retests from here back down to about 44, if we can flip the 44 into support, that'd be a nice 3% with some leverage. You can get some nice gains there.
Where's the top of that channel at right now, or the top of that wedge? What price point is that line?
This price point right here is about 45.7. Depending on how long, if we play, that'll come down a little bit if we play sideways a little bit. But if we kind of just print more green candles up to this area, about 45.5, I would say.
Okay. Now, usually if I know my TA correct here, a falling wedge usually ends with a bullish breakout, correct?
Yes. Yeah. So you have falling wedges, you have rising wedges. Usually the rising wedges will go up, and then when you get to the tip, a lot of times they break down. But luckily we're in a falling wedge here, so hopefully we can get to the bottom of that. Even if we test that top of that resistance again and we come back down to test the bottom of that wedge one more time, maybe that's where we see the blast off, we blow through it and break out.
Okay, well, great. So
yeah,
go ahead.
And then just really quick, I did just want to take a look because I know yesterday we were looking at Atom. As we were saying, Atom has been crushing it. I've had a few pretty good trades on this. But yesterday we were looking on the daily. We did have let me zoom in here a little bit for you guys. We did have the money flow crossover into the green as well as the VWAP crossing over on the daily. Super bullish. Hasn't really played out much yet, but I will be keeping an eye on that. It's another trade I will be looking to get into. So definitely check that out on the BitBoy Crypto Trading and come make some money with us.
Yeah, that's right. So I mean, most of the time, the traditional, school of thought here is if something's at an all-time high or approaching an all-time high, then usually not a great time to get in. But the chart there looks like even though it's pretty close to all-time highs for Cosmos, or for Atom, it could still have more room to the upside.
Yeah, for sure. That's the daily, the VWAP coming up at the same time as the money flow crossing over into the green. That's huge. I mean, obviously, it does not mean that is 100% going to play out. Obviously, things go up, things go down. News comes out. Some news can come out, and then the charts are basically out the window. But yeah, typically that is.
If Bitcoin dumped, that would be very bad. Regardless of what's going on with the Cosmos chart. Well, Frankie Candles, thank you so much for coming on. We'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah. Yes. Where's the best place for people to find more information and more TA and more from you?
For me, so you could follow me at Frankie_candles on Twitter. I'll be
I'm your
posting a
only
lot of stuff
follower.
there. Yes, you're my first follower, the best first follower. But yeah, I'll be posting a bunch of stuff on there, setups that I might see. If anything crazy happens, I'll keep you guys updated there. And then the YouTube channel we will have up and running very, very soon. BitBoy Crypto Trading.
Perfect. All right, Frank. Thanks for joining us.
All right,
guys. Let's
thank you,
move on
Ben. Thank
here.
you, BitSquad.
Frankie Candles out.
Candles
Boom.
out, I like it. Okay. All right. Let's go ahead and jump into the top stories of the day here. We have Coinbase. Where is the story here? Let's see. Where is it? There it is. Coinbase acquiring derivatives exchange Bitcoin futures trading to follow. And we've been talking to you for a while about how FTX and Coinbase seem like they're rivals, seem like they're competing against each other, but it's the same people backing both of these companies.
So
Okay.
true.
What are you going to say?
No, I was saying that's so true.
Yeah. So what they're trying to do here is become the only shows in town. So who just acquired another derivatives trading platform? FTX. FTX said they believe they will have leverage trading for United States citizens this year. Now we have Coinbase following suit. And I'm trying to do a little more research to figure out how we can tie in, the price drop that we just had and the manipulation over the last couple of weeks to Coinbase, because this is big news for Coinbase right now. This could change the game for them, elevate them to a whole nother level. If you look how much money Binance makes on leverage trading, look how much BitMEX, of course, was making on leverage trading. It is massive. We had Fred Ursham selling, I believe it was 10% of his coin stock over the last couple of weeks. So looking at that, there's a little bit of an angle here on the timing of this that is really odd, because we know a lot of the negative price action last week, you can go check whale alerts, came from Coinbase, sells. So
Another kind of interesting along the lines of the discussion we were having this morning, we'll get into later with that Seashell app and putting the squeeze on yield. Very similarly, we're seeing ByBit, Femex, a lot of the international leverage trading platforms getting regulatory pressure just as FTX and Coinbase start rolling out their leverage. Kind of interesting coincidence.
yeah, there are certainly some exchanges out there feeling the squeeze right now.
Yeah.
Getting attacked from all angles. Some stuff I can't really, I don't want to talk about it necessarily. But they're just understand this. There are definitely other exchanges out there that are getting squeezed as we speak. Not a coincidence. Top 3 crypto spot exchanges record just over 25 billion in volume. Top 3 exchanges for derivative volume has done 70 billion in trades. Look at this, guys. This is how massive this is. The top 3 spot exchanges, 25 billion in volume last 24 hours. The top 3 derivatives, almost 3 times that volume. With a fraction of the users. A fraction of the users. Coinbase, the only publicly traded crypto exchange in the US, announced today it will acquire derivatives exchange FairX to do just that. Over time, we plan to leverage FairX's infrastructure to offer crypto derivatives to all Coinbase customers in the US. While FairX isn't a household name, it has one major selling point. It's already regulated by the CFTC. This is why these companies buy these companies, because they offer them licenses and regulation that they've already achieved. That's what Coinbase really bought here. It was not the user interface. Coinbase says the acquisition we finalized at the end of March will make derivatives more approachable. We know FTX went ahead on plans to buy LedgerX, another derivatives trading platform regulated by the CFTC. Just last month, Singapore-based Crypto.com revealed the purchase of North American derivatives exchange, giving it an entry point as well to the U.S. derivatives market. This is super fascinating news, guys. You got to check out where this is going. It's kind of came out of nowhere, especially with all the news from price dropping last week. A lot of that having to do with Coinbase and Coinbase trading that's occurring over there. So definitely got to watch that. I talked about this last night in our video, okay? Bill seeks to ban Fed from issuing digital currency to consumers. This is an absolutely huge story. This is the litmus test of whether or not we're getting a CBDC in the United States. I'm almost saying that like it's a question. Like, I certainly think this bill is going to get struck down and we are getting CBDCs, but we're going to get pressure on that theory. A proposed law would bar the Fed from giving CBDC accounts to customers. Bill sponsor Tom Emmer says CBDCs pose a threat to privacy. Tom Emmer proposed a law on Wednesday that would prohibit the Federal Reserve from issuing a central bank digital currency directly to individuals. His bill comes at a time when central banks across the world, including the Fed, are considering whether to introduce digital versions of their currency, like China. In a press release, he warns that digital currency issued by the Fed is a slippery slope in which consumers could one day be forced to register with a central bank to access money, which could in turn lead to mass surveillance of their financial activity. His concern is not purely hypothetical, given that China's despotic government is already using the country's new digital yuan to monitor its citizens. Let's see. The Fed does not and should not have authority to offer retail bank accounts. Part of his argument. Should be noted, there's no indication that the Biden administration is seriously considering central bank accounts for individual Americans. So why would they not just accept this law? If they're not planning on it, then, we all agree, right? The surveillance is bad and that China's bad. So we can use that as a roadmap to say, China's government bad. Let's do the opposite here in the United States. Or are we going to say, nah, let's go ahead and do the same thing? Let's see. It could give the Fed efficiency if we do this, especially paying taxes or receiving stimulus payments. I'll tell you what, do you think stimulus payments are going to become more frequent?
Yes.
Like for just random stuff?
Yes.
Like a tornado hits a state really bad, or a tornado is probably a bad example.
Yeah.
Maybe an earthquake or a hurricane, like a natural disaster, and they're sending out stimulus payments.
Yes. I think this is all designed to get people used to being dependent on the government.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's interesting. Is the Visa story with this
It's
next?
which Visa story?
The fact that Visa's partnering with Consensus to make easy rollouts of CBDCs on debit cards and stuff.
I don't think we have. Do we have the story?
That was an interesting thing to me in light of this
Yeah, here it
news.
is. Nope, that's the Solana story. No, we don't have that.
Okay.
Well, go ahead.
Nothing. It was just interesting. Consensus, obviously one of the big tech partners in the space when it comes to blockchain technology, whether it's, private or public, they're partnering through Quorum, which is the kind of private closed system blockchain, with Visa to help central banks roll out CBDCs to consumers through, basically a Visa card like they're used to. So when I hear things like that, that's 100% what I see is the making it easier to do stimulus payments to everyday people, just like they've got that, is it a EBT card that they use for
Like food stamps?
and stuff like that? It'd be very similar with but now CBDCs can do, central banks would be able to inject that directly without going through local banks. So it's interesting. They're definitely setting the stage for this, but it's probably going to take a couple of years before we really see it take effect.
Black cherry vanilla. Somebody asked my flavor today.
I like that.
It's good flavor. I like that flavor.
Solid.
So anyways, guys, this bill is being proposed. We got to see what happens with it. If this gets struck down, this is coming. This is coming. I already feel like I do know it's coming. I will be shocked if this bill makes it through. So Emmer has been a very positive voice in the world of crypto and stable coins and regulation. And speaking of that, also, guys, a side note here. This is not the latest article in this, but BIS, which is the Banking International Settlement System? No. What does BIS stand for? BIS. It stands for Bank. Oh, yeah, Bank for International Settlements. I was actually correct there, pretty much. They've announced a successful CBD experiment. This is called Project Helvetia. This is one to pay attention to. This is going to be a CBDC, a wholesale CBDC. I was passed off this before the stream, and the fact that BIS is involved in this is why you should be paying attention to this. This will not be the last time we mention this on this channel. There was a news story about it but I can't find it now. Here it is. Swiss Central Bank tests wholesale CBDC with commercial partners. So CBDCs taking over. All right, Solana is primed to beat Ethereum and be the Visa of the digital asset ecosystem.
Lots of Solana news today.
Yeah, and this is coming from Bank of America. Penned by Bank of America analyst Alkesh Shah. Advisory also highlights Solana's impressive growth, settled over 50 billion transactions. He said it prioritizes scalability, but a relatively less decentralized and secure blockchain has trade-offs, illustrated by several network performance issues since inception. This is why Bank of America believes that Solana is better than Ethereum. Ethereum prioritizes decentralization and security, but at the expense of scalability, which has led to periods of network congestion and transaction fees that are occasionally larger than the value of the transaction being sent. Notice here, why does Bank of America love this? Because Ethereum favors decentralization and security, and they don't value those things. They value scalability. You know, how fast can we pump this and make money on it? So very interesting coming from Bank of America. They also have a similar outlook on Avalanche that was recently made. Pantera Capital CIO Joey Krug said Ethereum might one day grow big enough to be a part of the financial ecosystem, while its competitors lack security and internal decentralization. So, and of course, we had this here. Let's see if we can.
We have.
You always say that and it never works.
Well, I've gotten it to work. It has to do with a setting on your end. It's just your output. If your output's right, I can pull it in.
Output? Sure, let's check that out.
Is it playing right now? It might be.
No, I haven't played it yet. Sound? What do I want? External headphones?
Nope.
Speakers?
Nope.
I show you audio?
Try it.
Or multi-output device?
Multi-output.
All right, let's try this. Bad thing is we don't ever know if it's working until later.
It's not.
It's not working at all.
No, I would know if I would hear it in my headphones.
Okay. Now?
Nope.
Nope. I'm telling you, it never works.
It did. Last time we did it, it worked. But I don't know what it was.
I always have to pull the microphone over. Let's refresh this. Let's see if we can get you guys to listen to this. This is Vitalik saying that Binance Coin is better than Ethereum.
Just like using cryptocurrency on the ground for commerce in Argentina are using most often, that as far as I can tell.
Bitcoin?
No, Bitcoin's also expensive, right?
Oh, okay.
It's one where transactions are extremely cheap.
Okay, well, let's go through it. Is it Matic?
No.
Is it okay? Not Matic. Is it Terra?
No.
Solana?
Wait, I think you might be
No.
right, Ryan. I think it's Tron.
Binance? Is it going to be Tron?
Okay, Tron is probably one of the number two. Like, what's the number one?
Really?
Binance Chain?
It's Binance, not Binance Smart Chain. Binance
itself.
Decentralized Exchange.
Okay. Wait,
Yeah.
For like for doing what? What are they doing on Binance?
Like they just like need cryptocurrency for payments. Like one of them was just a coffee. What is the alternate layer one
That's it, guys. You heard from Vitalik. He thinks Binance Coin is the Ethereum killer out of everything. Is this actually just a shot at all the other layer ones?
I don't know.
I don't know.
It was interesting to
Said
me.
Tron number 2.
That's what I was about to say. That's pretty surprising to me.
Well, I always felt like Tron had good tech behind it, and they had a good plan. The leadership that really, I think, led Tron astray. I think Tron had a lot of potential. I think it really did.
Yeah. What's interesting to me is the interviewers there, they go on and list a lot of the hottest ones, the newest ones, Terra, Solana, Avalanche, and he's just very quickly, no, on all of those. But
Very quick.
paused on the ones that have been around a little while,
Yeah.
Tron, Binance. That was interesting.
All right, hold
And
on.
I wonder sometimes in this space, because it is so quickly moving, that might just be he knows more about those because they've been around longer. He's had more time to look into them. And some of this new stuff, like I know one time somebody asked Charles Hoskinson about, I don't know if it was Avalanche or Solana, and he basically said, I haven't really had a chance to look at it, which that could be the case as well. It's interesting to see what those guys think.
Yeah. Also, Polygon co-founder fighting back against some of this stuff, saying that already Polygon has more traction than Solana. I would say that's got to be right.
It is. It's
Gotta be
very true
correct.
when it comes to actual use. Like,
Yeah.
there's a lot more people using Matic and Polygon than Solana. However, Solana gets pushed up to the top of all the news as being the greatest and the fastest and the cheapest. It's because there's not a lot of use on it yet. But it is. I'm not saying it's not good. But
Yeah, this is interesting from Lark here, saying 85% of Matic's 130 million user accounts have no corresponding activity on the same Ethereum address. Polygon's onboarded 110 million addresses directly,
yeah,
basically allowing people to skip over ETH. It's interesting.
it is.
Can people really skip over ETH though? I mean, like, it's so big in the space. You
I would say, like, if you
I feel
think-
like most users to find Polygon, they have to stumble on ETH first.
unless you're buying an NFT and you don't really, you're buying it, and it uses Matic, and you're just going through the steps to get the NFT, and you're not really a crypto user. That would be one way you could get into Matic without really having experience with Ethereum.
Yeah.
But
All right, Mark Cuban and Robinhood CEO joined $6 million round for high yield investment app. Seashell by the seashore. How many does she sell? Is emerged from stealth to offer up to 10% interest rates to users. Their founder, Daryl Hawk, told the block, Daryl Hawk's the block, that the firm will use DeFi protocols and off-chain lending to generate high yields. Khosla Ventures and Kindred Ventures co-led this round along with Coinbase Ventures, Solana Ventures, and the Avalanche Foundation, all of the crypto cartel. Don't get the crypto cartel confused with the financial cartel.
those guys are in the next paragraph.
Individual investors, including billionaire Mark Cuban, Robinhood CEO Vlad Tenev, former CFTC chairman Christopher Giancarlo, entrepreneur Elad Gil, Terraform Labs founder Do Kwon. Well, that's big. That's Terra Luna. And Polygon co-founder Sandeep also backed this round. The firm plans to launch its investment app in the first half of the year. Hawk said that users' fiat money will be converted into stablecoins via a licensed custodian. And those stablecoins will then be deposited into DeFi protocols to generate high yields. It sounds like every congressman's worst nightmare here.
Well, it also sounds like things that already exist. Like, oh, wait, we've got that. It's called Celsius. It's called Nexo.
Yeah.
It's called BlockFi.
Yeah, but guess what? They're being attacked.
Huh.
Weird, isn't it?
It is.
Hawk declined to share which custodian Seashell will partner with to convert users' fiat money into stablecoins. His business terms are still being negotiated, but he said the partner would have appropriate licenses to conduct business across all 50 states. Seashell will initially operate in the U.S., but is also exploring international options. So a lot of big names involved in this. Here's a question. Will they have their own token?
That's a good question. And it's interesting to me that they're saying they'll give 10% yield, yet anybody else was getting squeezed to only give 4, 5, and 6.
Yeah.
10% was similar to what we saw from BlockFi and a lot of these other ones, and they got squeezed by regulators because they were competing too hard with banks. Now you get the banking cartel to launch their own app and basically do the same thing in a controlled, closed way where they get to keep the majority of the money. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I'm
mean,
sure
it's going to blow up. It's going to do really well. They're going to be given the green light from regulators. And I tell you what's really interesting, though. The most interesting thing to me is Do Kwon was sued by the SEC. He was served papers while on stage at Consensus. Now, this is supposed to be all regulatory friendly here, and he's involved in this. So wouldn't you think, and look, I'm not saying anything about, I don't think he's a bad guy. I don't think he did anything wrong. I think he's totally in the right. But I'm just saying, if you're Mark Cuban and you're Vlad Tenev and you're, Sandeep with Polygon, you're trying to work on this app that's going to make waves for sure, no pun intended. And you're including a guy that's currently involved in an SEC lawsuit over his crypto project and his stable coin. It's all, and it's not his stable coin. It's not UST. It's Mirror. It's Mirror protocol, which is part of the Terra Luna ecosystem. That is synthetic assets, very similar to Synthetics, the project Synthetics. So, isn't that a little weird? Like, wouldn't you, I don't know, like, why would you want him involved when he's got all that baggage, involved with it?
Yeah, that's a good point.
So he said they thought he was served in Korea. I think he was served. he was served on stage. He didn't realize it. I think that was the big that was the big to do. And he was not alerted he was going to be served. He had already been having conversations with the SEC, and he's basically, trying to sue for a procedural clause to where it says if you contact the SEC with lawyers, they have to contact your lawyers first before they serve you. And they didn't do that. They served it to him on stage to embarrass him. He didn't even know what it was. So very interesting.
It is
Are we crashing right now? Somebody said something about crashing.
42 and change. Back at
42.
43, it looks like.
No, 42,661 here on Bitstamp.
Oh yeah, 42.
So, wow, Frank's lines played out there on the chart. We bounced. Let's see. Check out where we're at here. This. Yeah, I mean, we didn't quite hit the line that he was looking at yet. So look, we're still in the range here. Nothing to be too alarmed about this. We're still up. That's what's important. As the money flows deep in red, it's not like everything's going to suddenly turn to roses overnight. Strike's Bitcoin app in Argentina only supports Tether for now. After helping El Salvador adopt Bitcoin, Strike has officially launched in Argentina. But right now, the wallet doesn't support BTC in the South American nation. This is really interesting, isn't it?
I'm shocked.
Yeah. Yesterday, Jack Mallard, CEO of Strike, announced his company's arrival in Argentina. South American nation would be the second to receive support from the Bitcoin payment processor after a successful launch in El Salvador with the help of the Nayib Bukele government. Today, we use the world's open monetary network, Bitcoin, to give hope to the people of Argentina. That's what Jack Mallard said. Jack Mallard looks like he's like 13, doesn't he? He's like, I'm not trying to say anything bad about him. I'm just saying he's like one of the youngest looking humans I've ever seen. How old is he? Do you know?
Gotta be in his 20s, I think, or
Oh,
early.
he's got to be in his 20s.
Yeah.
Definitely
Maybe-
not early 30s.
He could
Let's
be
see.
early 30s.
There's
He'd be
no
like
way.
32,
He's 27.
27.
Yeah, I knew there's no way. I mean, look how young he looks.
He is definitely young.
And when he wears like a regular baseball hat, like forward, like this, like he looks so young. Like he could be 16. Good for him. Good for him for looking young. I don't know what that's like. Okay. Anyways, it seems for now Argentina cannot use the best monetary asset in their Strike accounts, even if they'd like to. The only option for them is USDT, a stablecoin issued by Tether. Very interesting. Tether on the Strike platform. Do you find that surprising?
I'm not surprised it's not USDC because I have a feeling he probably has strong feelings about Coinbase. But it is interesting that it's not Bitcoin because everything that we know about Strike app, it's all about Lightning Network and using the Bitcoin network for small transactions. It's one of the best wallets for running and interacting with Lightning. But I guess I'm sure there's a
But does
reason.
Tether work on Lightning?
No, it
Yeah.
doesn't. That's what I'm saying. I'm surprised that he would use a stable coin. If he is choosing a stable coin, I'm not surprised it's not USDC.
I know. Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. But I mean, they're probably against Coinbase too, really.
That's what
The
I'm saying.
maxis. He's a maxi.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I'm not surprised he wouldn't USDC, but it's interesting. Is there say anything else about if they're planning to roll out Bitcoin soon?
It says here, you
There's
can
a way to
receive Bitcoin.
Yeah.
You just can't trade it. So you can receive it there. He showed how users can use it from their accounts. Service failed for some users.
It's
Yeah,
interesting.
it doesn't really give a timeline for. Let's see. Yeah, I don't remember reading this timeline.
It is the other thing that's happening in the news right now. It's not directly related to Strike or Jack Mallers, but the president Nayib is getting a lot of flack for trading Bitcoin. He's basically trading Bitcoin with the country's Bitcoin. He's trading it, and he's losing pretty bad.
Oh God.
And so people are giving him some flack for that. And I mean, he's getting praised.
You should send it all to Alex Saunders.
Oh God.
No hate, Alex. No hate. Sorry, I just could not resist that joke. There. It's perfect,
Yeah. I mean, it's interesting. So, like, what if, like this thing that was supposed to be the greatest and really good for the country, if it's not in, you've got a great asset, decentralized asset, but if it's in the hands of a dictator and he's doing nefarious things with it, I'm not saying that's what he's doing or not calling him a
He's
dictator.
just 100x everybody's money.
Yeah, in theory, or he could lose it all. I mean, it's fascinating to see how all this unfolds.
They say I treat you like an intern. They say I never listen when you talk. That's not true.
You get a lot of flack no matter who you're listening to. They always assume you're
I don't have a
bored.
good listening face.
You don't.
Well, because when someone else is talking,
It's hard.
I'm usually catching up on the chat while I'm listening. So I'm
right.
doing
And you're
both at the
reading
same
the
time.
chat. I found it hard when I was doing ATB last night.
Yeah.
You're always when you're not talking and you're on screen,
Mhm.
it's hard not to look bored.
I don't know how people. You know what? I watch some of these shows where people where they do this. A lot of people, they've got a really nice resting face. Like their resting face is like this.
Yeah.
No, I can't do that. You know, I'm listening and I'm attentive.
Yeah.
It's a listening face.
Which is an intense
It's a
space.
struggle for me to listen. You know, it's hard. Effort. It's work.
Yeah. Not
Listen.
talking is a task.
Yeah. I was looking at my Chinese zodiac. You know, I'm year of the dog. You know, the number one thing they said about people that are born this year is they're great listeners. They must
Really?
have got my year wrong. So, all right. U.S. committee announces hearing on crypto energy consumption. Now we said this could be could possibly happen by the end of by the end of January. It looks like here it comes. U.S. House Committee on Energy and Commerce has announced an oversight hearing on the energy impacts of crypto. The hearing will take place. Look how fast they're doing this.
Wow.
Thursday, January 20th. That is a week from today.
Pure FUD.
Yeah. Well, but is it really like we don't know for sure if it's going to be, because we heard the same thing about the crypto meeting with the Financial Services Committee with Sam Bankman-Fried and Chris Allaire, I think. One of the people from Coinbase was there. And that actually, or Jeremy Allaire is his name, actually. But that turned out to be very favorable. Like we actually thought that was going to be bearish. Some people out there, I don't understand the logic. They were even telling their audience that for that day, they may potentially ban altcoins.
What?
Yeah, there's a guy saying that they could potentially ban altcoins on that day of that hearing. It's so crazy. But the point here is this. We thought that was going to be really bearish, but it turned to be very bullish. The language in it was very bullish. I would be very interested in this. Like we hear it and we immediately think they're going to talk about energy. It's going to be really bearish, but maybe it's a positive discussion. Maybe it's more of a, discussion on how they can improve the green levels of Bitcoin. And at the end of the day, they decide it really does have enough value to pursue that. That could be what we're getting. So don't immediately see this. Look, most likely there's going to be negative stuff, but we don't know that for sure.
I'd like to be that optimistic, but I have not experienced that when it comes to the government and Bitcoin as of yet.
Yeah.
We'll see.
I see Josh West has asked us numerous times, did we sell everything when it dipped below 40K like we said? No, we did not. And the reason for that is if you watched the show early last week, we had amended that and we said, really the actual support line is 39 to 39,500. If it went below 39, that's when we were going to be really, really nervous. So we changed that before it hit that point and went down to 39. And I still stand by that. I mean, 39 is looking like, 39.5 was a good bounce point.
Yeah.
It bounced very quick. The support was super strong there. So unless it goes below that, we're probably not looking to do that. Now, as things start to go back up, we're definitely going to be looking at, possibly taking.
We
more
also
profits.
said if it wicks down below and recovers it'd have to stay below 40K, confirm.
We don't make drastic momentary decisions on our crypto. Like, oh, it's falling, let's hurry and sell everything. Like that's how you make bad decisions.
Yeah.
You got to take everything total into the landscape. And we'd already amended that to 39. If it went down below 39, we would have looked at selling off some. I believe we would have. We said we were going to. I think we would have. But, until it happens and you hit that sell button, you aren't 100% sure what you'll actually do.
Well, and we also started when we had low cap alts that would pump, trying to bag some of those profits into not just Bitcoin and Ethereum, but also into stables. So we were building our stable coin percentage of our portfolio that gave us the most options, regardless of where the price went. So it's just case by case. There's a lot of different ways to skin a cat, as they say.
There certainly is.
Not that anybody would need to do that anytime soon.
Skin a cat?
Yeah.
I mean, you never know. I mean, there's no food on the shelves.
Never know. I've never been in that scenario yet.
I would not eat a cat.
I actually don't know
Maybe.
any ways to skin a cat other than.
Well, I know how to skin a cat.
Yeah, I know. Well, never mind.
Yeah. I mean, skin a buck.
Call Tim.
I call Uncle Tim, and Uncle Tim come in and skin that cat. Sure enough.
Show enough.
What's interesting here, we're looking at this and we're talking about the energy and stuff. I don't really know what relevance this has, but I do want to say this. This is a thought I've been having a lot lately. I went to this mall in Indianapolis, and the food court was closed at 5. Not a soul in the movie theater in this mall. And didn't just seem like a few years ago that everything was going to be 24 hours. Everything was going to be 24/7. And now you don't even know when you go to a fast food restaurant if they've got burger meat.
Sad.
And you don't know the hours of stores anymore. It felt like it used to be like ironclad rules, like stores and malls had to be open this number of hours, but now they just do whatever they want. And it's such a weird time we're living in right now with all this stuff. So, I had a reason I brought that up and I can't remember what it was. But anyways, I thought that was so weird. I always thought, like, did you know McDonald's are on here running 24 hours and neither are Walmart's?
Wow.
I
No.
just assumed they all were
Yeah.
because I don't go out at that time of night at this stage in my life. But apparently there's only a small handful that are open 24 hours. That's so crazy.
So many teenagers are going to be looking for something to do at 3 or 4 in the morning, then they can't walk around Walmart.
Yeah. Party Farm says he's been in that Indianapolis mall. It's huge. It was the theater's so nice. That's the thing about it. It's so nice. The reclining seats.
Oh, I love those.
Man, it was so good.
Yeah.
It was very peaceful not to have anybody else in there and not to feel judged when my son spilled all the popcorn. But, it's so sad. But there are still some, like the Mall of Georgia here, Aventura Mall in Florida. There's some malls that are doing well. All right, check this story out. This is insane. 1 in a billion. Second tiny miner solves a block. Each of the unlucky miners will take over 266, or each of the lucky miners will take over 266K in bragging rights to overcoming 1 in several billion odds. This story is this is just a fun story to end the show on. In an astonishing turn of events, 2 lucky miners from the solo CK mining pool have defied all odds and added a new block on the Bitcoin blockchain in the same week. On Monday, a tiny miner successfully solved a block with a modest hash rate capacity of 126 terahashes. Let's see. Bitcoin mining expert and member of the Bitcoin Mining Council, Has McCook, told Cointelegraph at the time that the odds of this happening were 1 in 1.4 million. But according to his Thursday tweet, another miner from the same pool was able to solve a block with a capacity of only 116 terahashes, even less than the first 1 to 3 mining rigs solved an entire block. Let's see. They've been astronomically lucky. Insane luck may be an understatement. Here's what I want to know. I want to know when the first person is going to solve a block by hand. That's what I want. I want to be like Matt Damon up on the chalkboard, and then all of a sudden, Satoshi knocks on the door and comes and brings me my Bitcoin. I think that would be really cool.
That would be funny.
Yeah. So if you guys don't understand how this works, mining power is pooled together and collectively pools, will mint these blocks, solve the blocks and earn the rewards, and they get split and all this stuff. It's not usually one person that's, or one tiny miner that is solving a whole block. And I don't know, Matt Damon was in the Crypto.com commercial. So